Yes, welcome to Pan a la Carte. My name is Noel La Pierre, and today's special guest is going to be Mr. Andy Neal, Mr. Pan Max himself. Max, the maximum to the maximum. All right, so we want to welcome Andy inside to our program here this evening. All right, so please enjoy. Yeah, Andy.
Yes, sir.
Welcome,
Greetings,
welcome,
greetings.
welcome.
Thank you.
This is players only, Pan a la Carte players only. It is really designed to feature men who are doing work in the art form as players and other professional entrepreneurs, right? That, you know, the concept of just being a panorama player is just, you know, is like oxymoron kind of situation, right? So we wouldn't go there. So I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background as you kick off this show. There we go.
Okay. My name is Andy Niels. I started my career playing the steel pan in the school, the secondary school level. All right. From there, I went on to playing with Amoko Renegades, the then Amoko Renegades. And I played there for about 20 years or so. I joined the state side, I played stage side. I went to different countries, you know, the US, Europe, Asia, even La Reunion, an island in the Indian Ocean, you know. That was one of
La Reunion?
my most favorite. Pardon me?
You been there?
Yeah, man, La Reunion.
What year? What year you went there?
I don't remember the year quite well, but it was somewhere, I think it was between 93 and 94, 95, somewhere there.
Okay, because I've been there in 2000, right?
All right.
Like, yeah,
it's a nice island, you know?
Yes, it's just like home. It's just like Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Same food, same Indian-looking people, same Creole-looking people.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And there's an active volcano on the island, you remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw it. I went and visited.
All right, I didn't get to visit the volcano.
What do you think about the music there? They call it Sega, we on a soca. What do you think about it?
Yeah.
Continue. So
So I played with Renegades, did different tours and stuff like that. But you know, Pan was a kind of main staple in my life. So there was that point when I was deciding, hey, I had to make something my career, you know. And I decided to do something to stick with the pan, you know. So I identified being a soloist, an arranger, or a tuner. All right. I started doing gigs on a tenor pan, on a second pan, you know. Then I went into the arranging as well. I took Belmont Boys Intermediate to the junior panorama on 2 occasions. Became 6th on both occasions using Renegades pans here. After that, I went on to the single pan category, where I teamed up with Rhythm Rockers. All right. The first year we went to the panorama, we didn't do so well. We didn't make it to the second rounds. And the second outing in the preliminaries, it was second place, you know. We was doing pretty well, but we had some technical difficulties in the semifinals, and we didn't even make it to the finals. So by that time, I told myself, hey, let me stick with my tuning. And then I went on to becoming a tuner. All right, so there's it.
So who was the tuner you started to develop under?
Pardon me?
Who is the tuner you developed under? Who you started to learn from?
I went to working with Trinidad and Tobago Instruments Limited. All right, long ago we used to call it the Pan Factory. Before Trinidad and Tobago Instruments Limited, I think they were called Ajax Manufacturing. They are called
That's on the road.
Panland now.
That's on
All
the
right?
back road. That's on the back
Yeah,
road.
on Dorata Street and the Eastern Main Road corner.
Dorata Street.
All
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
When I
And
began working with them, they were on the back road, yeah.
I had Tony Slater in that program.
Right, Tony Slater was there as a supervisor. So
Right.
I began, my tuning career began right there. And
Okay.
Lincoln Noel was the main tuner or the master tuner in the factory. Tuner. And he kind of take me under his wings and get me going, man.
Okay, okay, Lincoln is the man. All right. That's lovely. That's lovely. So, yeah. So at that point, you know that this was your career.
Well, still at that point, I was still feeling out. Well, I knew I wanted to be a tuner, you know, but I didn't know what kind of skill, like the skill level, you know, if I would make it and stuff like that. So I was still feeling out things.
See. The other people, see that there's a ticklish time in Andy's pathway. All right, so we will continue the interview, right, to realize which direction he takes. All right, so you only get this information on Pan a la carte, players only. All right, so tell a friend to tell a friend. Information for this. Go ahead, Andy. So when you're feeling out and think, how you make that final decision, this is it. When that passion hit you, tell me when that passion to be a tuner hit you.
But I would say I was working like as a security officer, all right? And I did a 12-hour shift. And when they came to relieve me, they didn't have a relief. So they told me I had to make a next 12-hour. So I did 24 hours back to back, you know? But it's that second that second 12 hours that changed my life, you know? Because I was there on that location. It was an empty house, I and a dog only. And at that point, I sat down and I say, you know, I think I want to become a pan tuner, you know? Yeah. And from there, I started working on it. And here I am, the Pan Max himself.
Okay. All right. Before that, so after you made that decision, how you start to seek out the opportunities to start to get your instrument marketed or get to tune in a band? How you went? You went about tuning bands first, single band? How you started to maneuver?
All right. Well, first, when I decided I want to be a tuner, I seek out Mr. Barry Yates. He played a 4-pan in Renegades. So I knew Barry well.
PDU, Barry Yates.
PDU, Pan Development Unlimited is right.
Unlimited.
So I did.
Barry, man. Is that start to, you know?
All right,
don't
cool.
Tell nobody. They start my music.
Nice, man. Yeah, so I did that program there with PDU. And PDU recommended me to do another program, which went on for 1 year at MIC. All right. So I completed that program. And with the certificate from that program, that gave me the opportunity to go at Panland and secure a job.
Nice. Yeah, that. And how we get into working with steel band now? Okay,
while I was there at Panland, there was this guy, a friend of mine, Derek Nurse. He was at the Defense Force Steel Orchestra.
Yes.
And the Defense Force Steel Orchestra wanted to go to the festival, I think that was 1998 festival, music festival, Pan is Beautiful. And they didn't have a tuner, so Derek came by the factory and he said, Andy, I hear they say you're tuning pan and thing, but you think you can handle the band? I said, yeah, man, of course. So Derek took me now in Harmonized Spaniard, and I was there tuning the pans. Defense Force Steel Orchestra, my first time, you know. The first time I tuned pans for a steel band. I tune up all the tenors, seconds, guitars, bass, and I send them to the competition. Sweet tone, you know they win.
So wait. So when they get the job, you alone know that you was ready or you wasn't ready?
I tell myself I was ready. I tell you, Derek Nurse come and he say, Andy, I watch you now. I hear they say tuning pan. You feel they can handle the band? I said, yeah, what do you mean I can handle it?
Wait, he never hear your tune. He hear they say.
He just hearing. But I know Derek, you know, we grew up as kids, you know, by All Stars. I buy
Renegades.
Southeast, you know, so we know each other. Not real good friends, but we know each other. So he wanted a tuner, and somebody tell him, I can't remember who it was, boy, Andy tuning pan, you know. And he came and he
your
said,
recommendation. That was your recommendation to your pathway.
Yeah, man. And I didn't let him down at all, man. We talk about tone.
That's good. That's good. That's good. The one that year, the one.
Yeah, they won. What? And that's the first ever time I tuned pants, you know, for a band.
What?
First ever.
I mean, for a band to win, that means the tone was good.
Yeah. You know, nice. a lot of the guys from that era of Defense Force Steel Orchestra, you know, when they meet me, some of them they say, boy, that tone you gave me there, boy, that helped me win that Panorama, boy. The festival, sorry. They said that was bad, boy. Watch, I surprise myself and all, man.
Congratulations. So you see, when the energy talk to you, see what has happened, what has manifest. Man. Right, yeah. So we're moving along.
And let me just mention this before you move on. The first Panorama band I tuned for as well, Exodus in 2004. They won the Panorama as well that year, playing War. So it's like...
Wait. Stop. So anybody you tuned for the first time as a winner?
It's looking so, man. Because I went to Kazim and tuned for them for the first time as well, and they win too.
Nah, I don't call inquiry.
And let me add this too. I went Antigua and I tuned there for a band there too, and they win too.
I want a commission inquiry on you. I want to form a band. I want to form a own band. Yeah, man.
But it seems like I don't have the touch again, but the winning thing that pay to win. But back then, when I tuned for you, you're winning. I went and I tuned for Ebony for the first time too in England. And they win too.
What?
It's so good fun here, but it's true.
So Andy, where your Panmax located? Where is the resident address?
I just work out of Harmonites Pan Theatre.
Where that is?
Mover Junction, Trinidad and Tobago.
Mover Junction. You can't miss it.
Right in the Panyard. Right you swing in the Panyard and you will see me on any given day.
Because I work right next to the river.
Right through.
Harmonize. It is between the two traffic lights there in the junction, the main road and the bus route. Boom, middle right there, can't miss it. All right, so we're moving on. So if you wasn't exposed to Pan, where you try to be a soloist, try to be a ranger, and you're accomplice to no. What other profession you thought you might have been involved in?
If I didn't get into this, at school I was doing electrical installation. I did that at secondary school level and I was quite good at it. So I started working in some electrical companies and stuff like that. I was doing pretty good. And then I had a bad experience, which I wouldn't want to go into. And that kind of threw me off. All right, so then I get into the security thing. All right, but while this tune, the Pan thing going on and thing, I had a little experience with DJing, you know. So I could have seen myself being a DJ. Yeah.
All right. Retirement, that retirement though.
It's looking like that. Yeah, I could still do it, man. I'm a player and thing there, you know, I could pull it out and show you.
All right. You'll get to that. Yeah. This COVID-19 thing, what you doing to keep your mind stable and focused?
Well, the COVID thing, you know, the home, I ain't too perturbed about it because I man always home, you know, I go work and I come home and I keep myself occupied on the World Wide Web.
Right.
But I went on to doing a little show with my son. I tell him, hey son, let me try something now, man.
Well,
And elaborate
on this now. Elaborate on this thing you try with this, son. Elaborate for me.
Yeah, yeah. So we are doing a show now at my group, which is Pan Max Pans, and the show is called Max and Max. So it's like Big Max, and my son is Small Max. And we come on the Facebook like on Saturdays from 5:30 p.m.
Okay. What do you all feature? What do you all feature?
Pardon me?
What do you feature in the program? What is your feature?
The show kind of features past panorama arrangements, you know. Sometimes we do 80s tunes. We do like the first show we had, we call it What Could Have Won. Because, you know, what we thought is that after the panorama, everybody always get robbed, you know. So we say, well, look, let me do that show. Could I win?
What's the biggest tune? What's the biggest tune ever get robbed for you?
Well, I don't say people get robbed, you know. I go say, could I win?
All right. What's the biggest tune could I win for you?
For me, I go get two. Is that two of them it have?
Two, all right.
It have Pan by Storm and Sailing.
Sailing?
Yeah. Sailing.
Oh, we can get argument for them two tunes, you know.
Yeah, man.
But them two tunes get mixed, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
One man beat them two tunes. No, I shouldn't do one man. But the A minor, but the A minor, it's not A minor. With this
Iron Man didn't win either.
Iron Man really win that night, Jazz.
Yeah, and Iron Man beat that Pan by Storm.
Yeah,
but I played Iron Man, you know, I was a really good player.
Yeah. Yeah, Pan by Storm was good, semi-finals was perfect. But when they too aggressively play the Pan, it tells. Right?
But as I say, it could have win. It didn't win.
Right? It didn't win. Right. And Iron Man, when I heard Iron Man, it was like, oh my God. Oh my God, it was so clean. That there was just, Renegades was just clean. Those iron ring out clean, they play the phrase precise. And that is one thing about Renegades.
As I say, I played.
Renegades. You have
I was there, man.
Renegades. I was in the jam. Well, I was the breakdown man. I was phase 2.
Breakdown in phase 2.
Yeah. That come to it. That come from far behind to catch up with all in front there, you know.
Catch up, man.
Yeah.
Nice music.
I get Pan Rising win though. I didn't get All Stars win. I get Pan Rising win.
All right, that's your could have win.
Yeah, that's my could have win. You understand? That was the biggest robbery I experienced. You know, right? But competition on the night, you had to bring it. If you don't bring it, you expect to win. Don't expect the tune to win. You have to bring it. Right? You have to bring it with all
your game, bring your game.
A game, man. Yeah, and then you have to bring all the chantwells and the witches and the mukuchumbis and everybody had to come. It's carnival, you know.
Yeah.
It's the biggest energy in the savannah. You understand? Since sliced bread. Anyways, we're moving on. All right, so I'm in this business. Give some inspiring words to young panmen who are just in the pan yard doing nothing, just waiting to eat our food. Right? Come panorama time. Give some encouraging words because you went from player to arranger to tuner. Right? That's three aspects come from one source. Right? So we have plenty sources. So get some words, man.
Yeah, for the players that in the panyard and they ain't doing anything, I would encourage you guys to learn music. Look at one of the elders in the band and ask them to teach you something. Because it always has somebody around in the panyard wanting to teach, you know. seek out a tuner if you're interested in doing that. Interested in learning to make pan and stuff like that. There's career in the pan making field. There are careers there, you know. There are guys who are sync. You could be a groover, a guy you're doing counter syncing. You could be pre-tuning, fine-tuning. So long ago there was just like one tuner. Now there are about 6 areas you could.
Yeah, because if one man was doing the syncing and grooving, one man was syncing, grooving, pre-tuning, counter syncing, everything. Now it has specialists. It has some people grooving like if it's, you understand?
Yeah,
it is a pity.
Just grooving alone.
Yeah, them grooving alone.
Syncing. It's like an assembly plant now.
Yes.
One man just syncing.
Yes.
You know?
So you can specialize in that aspect, you know, which is better, right? I ain't get everybody a pass mark with the tune and finish it. I kind of dread with that, right? Right, because we had a time I have an instrument here made from since 1987. I had a year 90 something. The person who made it wasn't here, so I went by birthday. I had a gig the same night. I was like a tourist. Looking all below my pan, right? Because like, with all them things flying around there, I hate different colors. You understand? Pan, it was so much. All the harmonics was correct, right? That it had me like a tourist. It's like, huh? Right? And these are things people that take pan for granted, but it have magical things in those notes. Those notes is like a heartbeat. It's alive. You know, people think it's just a piece of metal, but it's
a lot goes into it.
You understand? It's totally alive. It have veins. When I first realized it have veins in notes, it's like, whoa, you hit here, you get increase in volume. You hit here, you get decrease in volume. And it put a knot there, you could choke the damn vein. Right? So these are things. Pan is not just pan. What's your views on those things? How do you feel about pan and that kind of elemental sensitivity?
Yeah, the pan is a magical thing, you know. And when you get into it, you realize, because when I started tuning, right, and started to get notes answering to me and stuff like that, I sit down and I say, but how these fellas come up with this way? How them fellas come up with this thing? I was like, this is amazing, man. to know what goes into a note, man. You know?
Yeah.
It's really something else.
But the other year, I was by Roland, right? And he used to order, that's 87, 86. We ordered a lot of pans, new pans. Say new band because we lost by 1 point. So why is 1 point? How we can lose by 1 point? Couldn't understand it. So the worst thing we had in the band was instruments. So we get rid of all. And at night, about 2 o'clock in the morning, he's tuning some cellos. And I can swear, like, it was really like cello, the note, no hammer yet, and the note just popping out. Because proper preparation will give you a good end result, right? And it was, what are you doing? It's like a real cello. Notes just popping out.
Yeah, man.
That was 2 o'clock in the morning. So you know the breeze cooler and everything different, and that was so magical. Yeah.
But as you mentioned that, long ago, the tuners used to go into the pan yards after the band's practice and work in the wee hours of the morning, you know. Some of them say that's the best time to work, you know, you hear better. But this generation of tuners like myself, we go in the pan yard in the morning from 6 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and go through the day. Yeah.
I see man tuning pan with noise. Long time you cannot make no noise wrong no band. You know, tuning.
That is one of the things.
You must get a hammer. Any man come.
Yeah. That is one of the things that I just be perturbed about, you know. A lot of bands you go in there, and they have people doing things. They know they tell the tuner to come on a particular day. And they had the well line a corner, ponging, ting, ting, ting. A man go come in and the tuner have to tell him, hey, you can't play that pan now, you know.
You
They're
understand?
supposed to be doing that, you know, they're supposed to have things set first. You know?
Even with the people who are wrong the band, a big conversation go start up just
yeah, that's the next thing. That's true.
you know.
And you tune in, you know, so you're not you making some good noise, and they know how to raise their voice now because they want to hear themselves.
Yes, correct.
I experienced that already.
Correct. All right. So you arrange for you're tuned for several bands in Trinidad. Could you identify the bands you're tuned for?
I tuned for so much of bands over the years. It's a lot. I tuned with Exodus, Desperados, Renegades, not for Panorama, but I tuned Renegades bands. New Tones, Invaders, Skiffle, Tropical Angel Harps. I do quite a few single pan bands as well.
And how much have in Tobago?
Tobago, one band I work with in Tobago, that was Cats and Jammers. They hired me to do a pan in the 21st century. Okay. And guess what?
You win?
They won. Yeah. It sounds strange.
I'm gonna tell Afro-Pan send for you, boy. I'm gonna say, hey, we need a victory, boy. Send for Andy. Send for Andy. We need a victory. You know, but Andy, we well going on here, man. So presently, how much out of that barrage of bands you have in your permanently with you?
Presently, I have 3 bands. 1 single band, 1 medium, 1 large. Right. Single band, Arima All Stars. Medium, Hoover Joylanders. Large, Tropical Angel Harps.
Okay. But the cover your bases nice. You understand? Cover your bases nice then. All right, so we're moving along here again. So do you think you can get any better as a tuner? You have anything? Right.
Of course, man. You learn every day. Every day I go behind that pan and start to do a thing.
So how
I see something else.
Going about that? How are you going to achieve that? How are you going to achieve that?
To achieve getting better?
Yeah.
As I say, every time you go behind the pan, you learn new things, so you keep getting better all the time.
All right, so do you have any invention that you could see that you could come up with in the near future?
An invention?
Yeah, like that, for example.
I'm working on something right now.
I'm not Trump, right? I'm not Trump, but I want to go in the store and buy an F sharp. I want to buy A flat. I can go in the store and buy a note in the future.
Wow. I think that has been tried, you know, but based on what I know about tuning, we'll have to invent another instrument. It wouldn't be a steel pan.
Yeah, because it would rather have some kind of clips and rubber kind of thing to slide in the note, and the note will start to get the vibration.
You have to invent another pan where we could take out notes and put in notes.
Yeah.
I can see it could happen, but we have to call it something else probably, not a steel pan.
So do you think Trinidad and Tobago has the engineering department to come up in something like that?
I think probably so, you know, but you know, one of the problems I think we have, the technical guys don't laze with the tuners. They think,
well, I think that is an all-wrong bad behavior we have. They don't laze with the people who are involved. So
they don't come and deal with the tuners, and they would. But what happened is they would come up with something, and then throw it out there and expect the tuners to pick it up. And my experience, I talking about things that happened before my time. Like this, let's take like the spin form pan.
Right.
I began learning to tune on those spin form, and I was saying to myself, why they stop this thing, boy? These spin form pans sounding real good. But the problem is they develop the thing and then they throw it on the tuner and the tuner reject it. What they have to do is include the man who's doing the thing, work alongside him, and he will feel some belonging.
Yes.
So he will accept it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. All right, and we're moving again. So, how the association is being handled? You think it is spread across the board that they're paying attention to all categories like the tuners, the material, the players?
Pan Trimbago you're talking about?
Yes.
Well, I don't want to delve on or go down on Pan Trimbago and Pan Trimbago running, but one thing I could say is Pan Trimbago has indicated that they are not responsible for tuners.
They say that about the players too.
So,
right? They say that about the players.
Said, but I want to mention one thing though. The government had given Pan Trimbago the equipment from NatStar to produce drums. And for some reason, well, I would say there was monetary issues because the past president was kind of mixed up. Well, we know the story. So the drum company went underneath from the past president, and it has not been able to come back. And the drums that we have in Trinidad and Tobago to use in this day and age is like discarded drums. You know, we would go to a company who would bring in let me say they bring in some milk fat in some drums. So we go and we buy the drums from them. Our next company might bring in glue in drums. So we buy the drums from them. So that's what we use now.
What about the poison drums?
That is unacceptable. Well, some guys use poison drums as well.
And they die by using poison drums.
It has been said that the poison drum is responsible for some of the fatalities as well. With the tuners.
Yes. And nobody addressed it. Politician, nobody. They continue to. Guys, the only drums at one time was accessible.
Yeah. Right? And now, I think more of the drums being used is like that too.
Yeah.
Because these are the better drums, you know.
Yeah, so they say it harder, they stinging, the note going, they say no kind of body material. But it's dangerous. We lose good tuners. Right? So thank you, Andy. I'm gonna say it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thanks for coming on. Players.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, it's a welcome, and all the best in the success in Max and Max, man.
Thank you. Right? And you guys keep up the good work.
Yeah, man, we had to continue vibes in and make God grant us the health and strength to continue and talk about this COVID-19 experience. All right?
Yeah, man.
One love, my ear, brother. One love. Take care. God bless. People, don't forget, you can find Andy Niels up on Mover Junction there by Harmonized Pan Theater. That's his resident. You can go there and get his equipment. Andy, you want to give a little phone number or something?
My phone number, you can call me at 397-4248. That's 397-4248.
Email panmax.com.
The email address is my name, andyniels@yahoo.com.
Okay. andyniels@yahoo.com.
That's right.
All right, so you can get him there, man. All right. And let's continue to support the art form. All right, and let's stay true to it. All right, there's our culture, right? This is our culture. We give thanks to our ancestors, the ones who introduced the instrument. All right, my name is Noel La Pierre, and I'm signing out here on Players Only, Pan Carte. God bless. Till next week.